house at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they were on our way to our house. Summer was 3 years old, and I guess Candus had, I think it was meth or something on the table, and she was high off her ass, so she left the room, and Summer got into it, and she called us, and she showed up at our door, and Summer was, like, she was shaking, and I was like, y'all didn't take her to the hospital? And she was like, no, we would have got arrested. So there we are, holding a freaking 3-year-old crying because she's scared and high out of her mind.
So, with regards to the Summer Wiles case, it's been one of them, isn't it? A bit of a roller coaster, and we're over a year into this now, and we can speculate, we can contemplate, we can think this happened and that happened, and, you know, blame this person and that person, and listen to certain people say certain things, and if we think that it fits what we want to happen, we'll take that as gospel, and if we don't, then we won't. But ultimately, we don't really know anything. We're no further forward now than we was a year ago. But one thing that kind of everything occasionally throws something your way, and you just find yourself thinking, what if? And yesterday was one of them moments. I saw something that was talking about Jodisue Brown and making the money off of YouTube and, you know, and surrounding the summer. And look, I will say this, Jodisue Brown is making decent money. She's making decent money on YouTube without all of the cash apps, without all of that. We're just talking about ad revenue alone. She is making, I would imagine, around $1,200, $1,300 a month. That's ad revenue alone. And the reason I know that is because I know what my channel makes. Here's what Jodisue's make, and this is Social Blade. And what we're looking at here is Social Blade is quite off. It's quite off by about half. Here's what mine makes according to Social Blade. So you can see that what they're saying there is very, very similar between mine and Jodisue's. But this is actual earnings. So this is what my channel actually makes. So you can see that there's quite a disparity. So I would imagine the disparity is the same across the board. I've got other friends who are on YouTube in different categories. I have other channels as well. And generally Social Blade it displays around 45% of what you actually earn most of the time. So look, she's earning decent money. So, you know, and good on her. If people want to listen to her shit still, then fill your boots. I just can't. Because for the life of me, you know, we've recently heard that Jodisue Brown was potentially involved in supplying Candus narcotics that led to an overdose in Summer. And people will still listen to her. They'll still support her. They'll still send her money. They'll still fund the lifestyle. And, you know, it just bewilders me. And it led me to think, do you know what? The two worst people in terms of how they are perceived in this are Candus and Jodisue. And let's not forget that Don was at work a lot of the time. He was at work. He was down the road. He was, you know, doing his work, whatever he was doing, which was about 45 minutes away from his home, was it? So, and Candus didn't work. And from what I can see, nor did Jodisue. So you've got these two females who live a stone throw away from each other, who are now trying to give us the perception that they didn't get along. Or Jodisue Brown is giving us the perception that she hated Candus. But then things like this come up, where it looks like that they were supplying narcotics and that led to an overdose. There was obviously a time when there wasn't any animosity between them, because there seemed to be a point where Candus, at least, was arranging to sell the property to Jodisue Brown. Now, hear me out. Now, what if Candus just didn't want to be there? She's not there now. She's upsticked and fucked off. So perhaps she never ever wanted to live there, and she was trying to get rid of that place, and it was Don who kept stopping it. Perhaps she had arranged something with Jodisue Brown, and Don put the anchors on it and said no. And perhaps these two females plotted something. Perhaps it was these two along. Perhaps these two women are the evil ones. And perhaps Jodisue Brown is just getting involved and earning the money on it because she feels that she has some kind of connection to it. She's using Candus and using everybody online and keeping an eye on it as her sort of canary in the cage. If people start dropping around her, she'll be the first one to know. Look how much she lashed out at Andy Bernard when she realised that he was starting to come on the platform. That was almost like, let's make him seem like a criminal and rubbish his name before he even comes on and makes me look bad. And to be fair, even though he's got his issues in the background and there could be more to that, say, guys, you put Don and Andrew Bernard together and say that they're the ones who did something. What about Candus and Jodisue Brown? What if it was these two all along? They don't hate each other. They didn't hate each other. They were a means to each other's ends. One wanted property, one wanted out of property. The guys put the anchors on it, and they decided to formulate a plot, a plan to perhaps force Don to move out of the area. He would then deem the place unsafe. He couldn't stay there anymore. And maybe Jodisue Brown would then get what she wanted, and so would Candus. Maybe this has always been about the land grabs, getting out of where someone didn't want to be and someone else being able to claim a bit more of that protective grounds around them. Again, that's just speculation. I'm kind of thinking out loud. But at the end of the day, she went missing. She disappeared off the face of the planet. I think we've pretty much come to a conclusion that it wasn't just some random stranger. It wasn't a bear. So it's someone around here. And if it's someone around here, they must have had a reason. And it just seems that the more you look into things, there's just so much nefarious activity in this area that anything could be possible. And maybe it just happens that we should be looking the closest at Summer at the time she went missing, and those two people would have been Jodisue Brown and Candus. Remember Jodisue Brown, the scream? Did she say she heard a scream to make it look like she was being helpful? Was it to throw the time out? Who knows? Let me know down below. Don and Andy B, or Candus and JSB? See you all in the next one.